Have you ever wondered why some people are always lucky while you are stuck in the same place? Same world, same economy, but they are constantly growing while you are stuck in opportunities that never come? It's not because they are smarter. It's not because they are more connected. It's because they see things you don't. And you know what that is? It's a mindset. A rich mindset is not a cliche that only exists in books. It's a lens that makes you see value where others only see risk. It's a skill that reads opportunity in adversity. And most of all, it's the silent key that opens the financial doors you think you're not good enough to enter. This video is not just for inspiration. It's a specific map showing you step by step how a rich mindset creates real financial opportunities no matter where you are starting from. Ready to see the world through a whole new set of eyes? Here we go. If you've ever heard the phrase rich mindset and thought it was just empty advice like be positive or think big, then this video will change your perspective completely. Because the truth is, mindset isn't just about feeling better, it's about acting smarter. It's the invisible foundation that shapes every financial decision you make. From what career you choose, where you invest, to how you respond to risk, it all starts inside your head. And here's what most people miss. Opportunities don't come from outside. They come from your willingness to see the world as a creator, not a waiter. This video will share 5 actionable mindsets that will help you not only see financial opportunity, but also create it even if you have no capital, no connections, and nothing but a desire to change. If you're serious about upgrading your mindset and changing your financial path, this is the roadmap you need. Here's a truth that few people realize. Opportunity isn't external, it's born in your mind. Have you ever seen someone succeed by catching a business opportunity, investing at the right time, meeting the right person? We often attribute it to them by 2 words, luck. But in reality, no luck would have happened if their mind wasn't ready to recognize and act when the opportunity presented itself. Here's the key. People with a rich mind don't just catch opportunities, they create them. Let me give you an easy-to-understand image. 2 people walking down a deserted street, one sees trash and walks past, the other sees trash and opens a recycling store. Same reality, 2 different minds create 2 completely different outcomes. Poor minds tend to see everything through the lens of risk, fear, and procrastination. They ask, what if I fail? People with a rich mindset ask, how far can I go if I succeed? And they start calculating ways to minimize risk rather than avoid it. This is important. Mindset is not something you sit around thinking about for fun or to make you feel better. It is the operating system of all your financial decisions in life. And like any operating system, you can update, upgrade, and rewrite the source code if necessary. The problem is, most people don't know they are operating on an outdated mindset. They think, go to school, go to work, save, retire. Whereas today's world is driven by innovation, speed, and adaptability. And if you don't update your mindset, you will constantly see opportunities slip through your fingers and wonder why. So, before we dive into the 5 specific mindsets that will help you see and create financial opportunity, remember, mindset is not an add-on. It's the root of everything you do with money. And the best part is, you can choose how you think. You can reprogram your beliefs, your perspective, and even your response to risk if you're willing to look inside yourself. Ready? Because what follows is 5 mindset updates that will change the way you make money forever. You know what separates the rich from the rest? Not capital, not IQ, vision. Most of us only see at arm's length. We work today to pay the bills at the end of the month, save a few bucks for peace of mind at the end of the year, and hope that life will be less miserable if we're lucky. But millionaires don't see the month, they see the decade. Their long-term vision doesn't just help them weather the storm, it makes them act differently now. While the average person panics when the market crashes, those with a long-term vision buy. While others give up after a few failures, they know it's just the beginning of a 10-year novel they're writing. For example, do you think Elon Musk founded Tesla because he wanted to make a quick buck? Number? He saw a future where electric cars dominated and he started from scratch, was ridiculed, rejected, and almost went bankrupt. But he saw beyond the naysayers. His vision was bigger than his fear. This is the important question to ask yourself. What am I working toward in the next 10 years? And if you don't have a clear answer, you're just going with the flow and not really steering your ship. And here's the thing, vision isn't something you have, It's something you practice. You expand it every time you dare to think bigger, every time you stop being constrained by short-term results. Rich people don't need everything to work right away. They need every step in the right direction. So if you want to think like a millionaire, start by asking, what's my big picture? And then commit to building it day by day, building it in small, steady, strategic bricks. Next, I'm going to share something even more powerful than a vision, a system. Ready? When you ask successful people how they make money, they rarely say, I go make money. It sounds strange, but it's true. Wealthy thinkers don't start with the question, what can I do to make money fast? But rather, how can I create real value? This is a fundamental difference. The old mindset revolves around asking for more money, asking for more opportunities, asking for recognition. The value mindset is the opposite. You give first. You solve a problem, you serve a need, and then money follows. Take, for example, a freelancer who focuses on price, always trying to increase prices without innovating the value they bring, will sooner or later be replaced. While another person constantly improves processes, enhances customer experience, automates parts of their work to serve more people, their prices don't need to be squeezed because the market will accept them. And it's not just business. In any field, from teaching to engineering, from photography to design, if you start with the question, how can I make this work more useful to others? You'll enter a whole new level of thinking. A value mindset also frees you from stagnation and comparison, because when you focus on value, you don't get caught up in trends or social pressure. You grow because you're making a real contribution, not because you're chasing financial scores. The key question here is, what is the greatest value I can create for others, and how can I double or triple that value without requiring twice the effort? Rich people don't just work hard, they work strategically. And strategy starts with defining, what problem am I solving for whom, and is that value sustainable? Because at the end of the day, money doesn't follow people who are good at asking, it follows people who are good at solving real problems. And in the next part, I'll share with you why successful people never run out of steam. There is a paradox. Most of the big turning points in the lives of rich people start from pain. Crisis, failure, loss. For ordinary people, it is the end. But for people with a millionaire mindset, it is just a turn where opportunity is hiding. When a door closes, most of us stand there lamenting, regretting, and trying to knock on the door, hoping it will open again. People with a rich mindset are different. They immediately look around, find out how many other doors there are, sometimes even they build a new one. Take Airbnb, for example. Their idea was born from adversity. The two founders could not afford to rent a house in San Francisco. They put mattresses on the floor, rented them out to guests, and from there came a completely new concept, sharing living space. Today, Airbnb is a billion-dollar company. But do you think that would have happened if they had never been broke? The question is not, how many failures can I avoid? The question is, when it happens, as it inevitably will, how do I respond? A poor mindset asks, why did this happen to me? A rich mindset asks, what can I learn from this? And by changing the question, you change your perspective, your direction. More importantly, they don't just overcome adversity, they use it as leverage. A loss can become the basis for a book. A rejection can open up a new market. A bitter failure can create a momentum you never knew existed. Here's a habit you can develop whenever things go wrong. Stop, take a deep breath, and ask, if this happened for a better reason, what would it be? Millionaires don't avoid adversity. They use it as a springboard. Because adversity is not the enemy. It is a test to see if you are ready to grow. In the next section, we will discuss the weapons that successful people use to walk steadily in the midst of chaos. Imagine you are standing in the middle of a dense, foggy forest. Your visibility is limited. You can't see the path, you're not sure if there's a cliff or a safe path ahead. What would you do in that situation? Ordinary people would stand still, wait for light, for clear directions. But millionaires don't wait, they take baby steps. That's the essence of small experiments, not 100% sure. Not knowing the whole plan, just one step, one experiment, one real-world test. When Jeff Bezos wasn't yet Amazon, he didn't immediately build a global retail empire. He started with selling books online, just a single category, a simple website, a small test. Will anyone buy books online? The answer is yes. And from that small seed, the entire Amazon forest grew. Here's a common mistake many people make. They think big action is the mark of success. But the truth is, the most successful people are masters of small experiments. They constantly create beta versions, imperfect versions, to test the market, learn quickly, and adjust constantly. Why is this important? Because it frees you from the fear of failure. You don't have to bet your life on an idea. You can invest 3 days, 1 week, 1 morning to try something new. Write your first blog post. Email 5 prospects. Make a short video. Schedule 15 minutes with a friend you admire to learn from them. Small steps, if you do them consistently, add up to big leaps. This is how the millionaire mindset moves forward. Not in spectacular leaps, but in hundreds of smart nudges. And in the next part, we will explore the secret behind the most important power to maintain these trials. Do you know what's more valuable than skills, experience, or knowledge? It's reputation, personal brand, the impression people have of you when you're not around. Millionaires understand one thing. They don't just build careers, they build reputations. They don't just make money, they build trust. In a competitive world, you don't have to be the best, but you can be the most remembered. And people buy trust, not services. A brand isn't a logo or a color scheme. It's the feeling people get when they hear your name. What are you known for? What problem do you solve? Do you have a unique voice, or are you just repeating someone else? Just look at Gary Vee, who built a media empire from a Twitter account and his wine library video series. Gary doesn't say complicated things, but he's consistent. He provides value, communicates like a real person, and repeats his message tirelessly. Document, don't create. And you know what? That creates connection. A real connection. Because people today don't just buy products, they buy stories, they buy the people behind them, they buy authenticity, clarity, and trust. The millionaire mindset understands that your greatest assets are not in your bank account, but in your network of people who trust you, valuable connections. People who are willing to open doors for you because they know you're trustworthy. And you don't have to be a celebrity to build a brand. You just have to be consistent, genuine, and present. Start by sharing your journey, what you've learned, what you're trying to improve, and how you can help others. The truly rich don't walk alone. They build community. They invest in connection. They sow value. And their personal brand is an extension of how they do that, even when they're not there. So you've gone through the 5 most important pieces to start thinking like a millionaire. And these aren't just tips. They're a mindset that will gradually push you out of your old ways of thinking and open up your own path to sustainable success. Tip number 1, redefine adversity. Rich people don't run away from problems. They use them as raw material to hone their skills and create value. Tip number 2, think long-term, year-wise, not week-wise. They don't get caught up in short-term races. They build systems, visions, and sustainable results. Tip number 3, chase the system, not the money. Because money is the result and the system is the cause. When you do the process well, money is just a natural consequence. Tip number 4, take small experimental actions. They don't wait for conditions to be met before starting. They start with simple experimental steps, then optimize continuously. Tip number 5, build a brand and connect. Successful people don't go it alone. They sow value, build their personal brand, and connect deeply to pave the way. These 5 mindsets are like 5 gears of a machine. When you turn one gear, the whole system starts moving. The question now is no longer, do you know? But, have you started applying it? So what? Without action, all you've heard is high-level entertainment. And I don't want you to stop there. So, consider this a mini coaching session just for you for the next few minutes. Now, grab a blank sheet of paper or open your phone notes. Here are 3 things you're going to do. 1, write down the biggest problem you're facing in your life or business. Don't avoid it. Pick the one that feels the most stuck. 2, ask yourself this question, but in reverse. How can I turn this problem into an asset, a skill, a story, a product, a relationship? Don't rush to find the right answer. Just write down 3 possible directions. 3, schedule a small test action in the next 72 hours. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do something new, react differently, or start something you've been putting off. For example, if you're stuck with a lack of money, instead of worrying, write a Facebook post about your financial story. Start building your brand. Or send an email offering a service you were afraid of being rejected for. Small actions, but with a new mindset. And most importantly, make a commitment to yourself. Set a reminder, text a friend, or comment on this video to force yourself to keep your word. Because the difference between knowing and rich is action. No one arrives at the finish line. Everyone starts with the first step, but they dare to take it. And this is your time. You've just been on a journey of thinking not for the sake of listening, but for the sake of looking at yourself. If you feel your heart fluttering when you hear one of the points I share, it's no coincidence. It's a sign that you're ready to upgrade your life. But all knowledge will be meaningless if you don't do anything about it. So here's my call to you. Pick one of the 5 mindsets you just learned, just one, and start taking action today. You can comment below to remember your commitment, or share this video with a friend who needs it, because spreading value is a big action. And if you're serious about developing yourself and building a millionaire mindset, subscribe to the channel now. What you've just seen is just the tip of the iceberg. The next videos will go deeper, not just to help you understand, but to help you become someone you can be proud of. Don't just be a viewer. Be a game changer.